What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing. Today, I'm coming to you guys with another interview. Earlier today, I interviewed Bob Santos, the coach of a bunch of Dominican fighters, specifically Carlos Adames, who just recently had a win this past Saturday. Tonight, excuse me, I will be interviewing 126-pound prospect Luis Reynaldo Nuñez, who is definitely somebody who a lot of people have on the lookout. A lot of people are excited for. And when I say a lot of people, I mean a lot of people in the know. A lot of people who know boxing, follow boxing, and watch it closely. They're really high on this prospect. They're thinking this guy is going to be very, very special. I concur. Every time I've seen him, he's looked impressive. I did think his last performance, although I thought he won clearly, I thought he could have pressed a little bit more and probably get the stoppage. But hey, that's fine. You can't stop everybody. But yeah, he's gonna be joining us later today, and hopefully he can join us and we can have this conversation as far as what is next to come in his career. In the meanwhile, while we wait for him to arrive, let's talk about that interview I had earlier with Bob Santos, man. He gave me a lot. He is really, really high on Carlos Adames. Like the way he talks about Carlos is really surprises me how much he has him ranked, how high he has him ranked, how he I guess he's really high on his athletic ability because he says, hey man, this guy just got that natural God-given talent, natural God-given talent. And I asked him like exactly what separates him from other fighters, and he just kept saying like it's just natural. So I'm thinking he's probably like really explosive, really athletic. What he does in the gym, and hey, listen, if if this past Saturday was the type of stuff he was seeing in the gym, I can't blame him for being that high. And by the way, he had that kind of performance. Carlos Adames, that is, he had that kind of performance when, man, unfortunately, his daughter passed away during training camp. He had to move his training camp 2 weeks out to Mexico City. You know what I'm saying? And be in Mexico City training 2 hours and a half to go get sparrings, and then 2 hours and a half to go come right back. Not eating red meat as much as he wanted to, and changing of the food, and not knowing when you're gonna fly back out to Vegas or to Los Angeles, and then they telling you your visa's not ready, and there was no flights, and then last minute there was a flight. It was a whole chaotic mess how he got there. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Uh, okay, hold on 1 second. Luis Nuñez has hit me up. He's at the gym. I hate the. That's I hate these kind of interviews, man. Hopefully he's somewhere quiet because a lot of times these dudes be at the gym, be all tired and stuff like that, and it's noise in the background, and we'll see. Hopefully, okay, okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Did you see that Michelle Rivera is fighting on FS1? I can't wait. Yes, I did see that. I wish he was on the regular stream. I mean, on the regular pay-per-view. But honestly, this may be a good look. Now he's on free TV. Let's just say he gets a really nice highlight reel knockouts on free TVs to a wider audience, not somebody who just bought the pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I haven't seen him in a while. I do wish that his opponent was a little bit tougher. Well, not a little bit tougher. I wish it was tougher. I think PBC needs to do a better job of getting him tougher competition. If he can't get Tank next, if Michelle can't get Tank next, I want him to either get Pitbull Cruz next. If he can't get Pitbull Cruz next, I want him to get Rolly. If he can't get Rolly, then we got to go down the list, and I want him to get Frank Martin. Then Frank Martin, Errol Spence prospect. A lot of people high on, a lot of people this, a lot of people that. All right, throw him in against Michelle. Let's see how good he is. Is he as good as y'all making him out to be? And I think Michelle Rivera smokes him. By the way, For those of you who missed my Bob Santos interview, Bob Santos, he said if Michelle Rivera fights Tank, he is picking Michelle Rivera to win. And again, this is a high level trainer saying that. Hold on one second. This guy, he's having trouble with the link. Let me see if I could fix this up for him right quick. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If he hops on. I'm not sure if he's having problems with the internet on his end, but I sent him the link twice. All right. Jezreel Corrales, Jorge Linares, Zaru Abdullayev are good options as well for Michelle. Well, Jezreel Corrales, he's having trouble with immigration issues, so I don't think he's going to be fighting in the United States for a while. If I'm not mistaken, he had domestic violence issues in his country, and you know America, they don't play with that, so I don't think he's an option. Jorge Linares, I'm the thing is Jorge Linares he's so washed. Like, you get what I'm saying? Let me see where he's ranked. If he's ranked. Because I'm so tired of this dude, man. Like, I don't want to see him on my TV screen. Although that is a recognizable name. So in that sense, I do understand why you brought up his name. I'm just saying, like, in terms of a hardcore fan like me and you, who we know who he is he really gonna put up a competitive fight? Not really. And then Zahu Abdullayev would be a common opponent with Haney, so I like that. And I know he's ranked high in the WBC, so that's a good look. Let me see. Linares. Let me see if Linares is ranked in any of the sanctioned bodies. Yeah, I don't think Linares. Yeah. If he is, I don't see him. I don't see him in none of the sanctioned bodies. Linares. Abdullah is ranked 5 in the WBC. How? I have no idea, but then again, it's the WBC, so that pretty much explains it. But again, I would like the names I just mentioned, and I'm trying to be realistic with the PBC side. Obviously, I would love to see him fight Loma or T.O. or Haney and all that, but they on the top ranked side, so that fight's not gonna happen. Same thing with Ryan; he's on the zone. That fight's not gonna happen. So again, he does have options, but I just think Michelle Rivera is too good for his own good. Meaning, yeah, the talent is obvious. When you see him fight in the ring, you know that guy got talent, but then they like, wait a minute, why I'm gonna fight him if that's too much risk. I'm not even gonna get paid a lot, and I'm gonna have to take this risky fight. That's how a lot of times these people see these opportunities. Hey, just to get Michelle a name in the meantime, and if he stops Linares, is a good look. Haney couldn't stop him. He definitely stops Linares, and Haney. I don't know what's up with Haney's power, man. You can't stop Linares and Gamboa. Yo, those are the two chinniest fighters I've ever seen. He didn't even drop. I know he didn't drop Linares. Did he drop Gamboa? I don't think he dropped either fighter. Yo, he really gotta I don't know if him moving up in weight is what he needs to do or what, but he's definitely has problems with his power. But I mean, he's undefeated to be fair. Hold on one second. My bad. Y'all been here long enough where y'all know I gotta hold on. Let me mute this real quick. Y'all know a lot of times these things take time, so I gotta make a phone call. So excuse me, guys. I'm not calling my girl. I'm actually trying to get you guys the content I promise you guys I'm gonna get. So excuse me one second while and I'll be right back with you guys. All right. Let's see. Let me see what I can do. Is a second, because I'm trying to get him on, but I think he's having trouble with internet on his end. I think that's what it is. He's not understanding how to use it, but I think it's the internet on his side. Yeah. Anyways, all right. But yeah, no, Linares. No, all right, hold on, Peter. Come on, stop that. Yeah, Jerry is a class C fighter. All right, if you want to say that, okay, I'll accept that. But yo, he got that fight last minute. You can't criticize Michelle for getting a fight last minute and then the opponent doesn't match up to how tough you think he's gonna be. You get what I'm saying? You gotta take things into consideration. Listen, Michelle Rivera wants to fight Tank. You don't think he's willing to fight a better competition? I'm not gonna criticize Michelle, and I'm not sure that's what you were doing. I know you just stating a fact. I'm not sure you were criticizing Michelle Rivera for his selection of opponent, but listen, I know for a fact. I've had him on my channel. Y'all heard him talk and say, "Yo, I'm willing to fight X. I'm willing to fight Y. I'm willing to fight him. I'm willing to fight him." And he's not getting the fights. And I'm a little bit upset with how the Dominicans are getting moved. I feel like we're not being prioritized over there at PBC. They supporting us, and I'm not criticizing PBC because, again, they're the only ones really putting on Dominicans. I don't know not one Dominican signed to Top Rank. I don't know not one Dominican signed to Matchroom. I did see one Dominican fight on a Golden Boy card. He just fought on the Golden Boy card. I haven't heard any reports that he signed with them. But I saw one fighter fight for the zone. But let's just say he signed to them. All right, so Golden Boy got one. Yo, PBC got a whole roster. But again, they got a whole roster, but I don't feel they prioritize him, and I definitely don't feel like they moving him the right way. Got Michelle Rivera and Elvis Rodriguez fighting on an undercard in Minnesota. You got Carlos Adames fighting on an undercard in California. Meanwhile, next week they have an undercard. They could have put him on this Wilder undercard in New York. They don't want to. They need to put these guys in the New York area, New York, New Jersey. There we go. That whole little area. This is where the Dominicans are at. I don't understand. Y'all bring the Mexicans to Texas and to Las Vegas and to California, but y'all don't take the Dominicans and put them with New York when y'all have a fight in New York. It's a bit frustrating. I have mentioned it to the people that I've mentioned it to Steven Espinoza directly. And what he told me, he was like, Adam Kaunaki, when he fights on the undercard, it don't matter who he fights, people show up, like, and represent their flags and this and that and that. But it's like, yo, different markets. Yo, the Polish market is big. Like I remember when Thomas Adamek used to fight in New York and New Jersey, he used to come out heavy. But it's like, yo, you got to put Dominicans in an evenly matched fight or in a fight where it matters in New York City if you want us to show out. Now, this Saturday, you guys gave Michelle Rivera a last-minute opponent, a guy that not a lot of people are familiar with, and then it's like, oh, but yeah, he didn't sell tickets. It's like, all right, well, look who he's fighting. Look who he's fighting. I just hope that, my presence, my channel, it keeps producing. I don't know, man. This guy keeps saying he's having trouble with the link, but it's not the link. You guys know I've done this a billion times. I know how the link works. It's definitely either he's not doing something right on his end, or he's having internet connection. But he keeps telling me the link is not working. There's nothing wrong with the link, bro. Damn, man, I hate when this happens. All right, I don't even know what to tell him. He says he's trying. He keeps trying. I don't know. Yo, what's good, bro? Checking in, supporting, showing support. Thank you, bro. Hey, yo, Ray, de lo mío. What's up, my brother? It's somebody I grew up with. Shout out to my man DJ Ray, man. out here doing the thing, spinning all over New York, man. DJing all over New York. Shout out to him, bro. Yeah, Jerry Perez only has one loss to Frank Martin. He's a good stay busy fight. I agree. I just think people are frustrated with his level of competition because we've seen him with Jerry Perez type level fighters already. And I want to say Joseph Adorno, Ladarius Miller, and even John Fernandez are maybe a step above Jerry Perez. It's clear that Michel Rivera is a good fighter. It's clear that he doesn't need showcase fights. We know he can fight. We know he's good. So I think the level of frustration from fighters, from fans is like, all right, we know he's good. We know he can beat these B and C class fighters. Could we see him against an A level fighter? Can we see him against Tank and Ryan and Haney and Tio and Loma? Could we see him against either one of them? Any one of them? And I know some of the fights I mentioned can't happen due to promotional issues, but I'm just, giving an example. A tough fight, and I'll admit it's a tough fight. But that's a good fight for him is Gustavo Lemos, who's ranked number 1 in the IBF. If I'm not mistaken, where's Michel Rivera ranked in the IBF? Michel Rivera's ranked number 6, right? Michel Rivera's ranked number 6 in the IBF. Gustavo Lemos is ranked number 1. Number 5 is George Kambosos. He's about to lose, so he's about to move down. Isaac Cruz, it looks like he's going the WBC route, so I don't think Michel, and also that's a fight Michel would take if for whatever reason he wanted to smoke, which I doubt. Number 3 is Vasil Lomachenko, who I believe is going to go the WBO route, and also I don't due to promotional issues won't happen. Number 2 is empty. There's nobody for the number 2 spot, and number 1 is Gustavo Lemos. Gustavo Lemos is a really, really good Argentinian fighter. He's a lightweight, tough dude. It'll be a hard fight. But at the same time, hey, you want notoriety? Take this high risk, low reward fight. Beat the number 1 guy in the IBF. I'm sure that will bring you up to number 1 in the IBF, and then maybe you can position yourself in a mandatory position with that sanctioning body. Because right now it looks like he's trying to go the WBA route, but they got Jezreel Corrales, who has fought absolutely nobody to be ahead of him, and Ryan Garcia, whose last 2 fights were at 140 ahead of him. So he has 2 guys that have no business being ahead of him. It's unfortunate. It really is. It really, really is. Michel Rivera needs to headline and BK, not be on the undercard. I don't know if he's ready for the headline just yet. I mean, depending on his opponent, if you tell me he's fighting Tank, then yeah, he would. If he's fighting Ryan, absolutely. But it depends who he's fighting, where he can get ranked. Yeah, I think Michel gets the KO. 1, he's very motivated, and 2, he's such a hard worker, man. I'm telling you, when I'm on the phone talking to people, and hold on, let me. Yeah. When I'm on the phone with these other Dominicans, they all tell me, man, like, yo, that guy Michel works hard, man. Like, that guy's a gym rat. Like, that dude works hard. And I like hearing shit like that. I like hearing shit like that. And since he works that hard, he's motivated. He knows that he's, kind of like at arm's length of his next fight or 2 being a big fight. I think he does get the stopper because he understands the importance of getting a stoppage. Broadway, I think if Michel Rivera beats Jerry, Michel Rivera needs someone with a good resume now to get those big fights. Someone important. No more names and low-class fighters. I mean, I kind of already addressed that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's not his fault. Yeah, look, I like that fight. Michel Rivera versus Pitbull in LA would be big. I agree. And I would fly out to LA for that fight. And you see, that's a fight I understand why it would be in LA, because Pitbull Cruz has a big fan base out there. He fought Tank in LA. He just fought on the undercard of Chris Arreola, you hear me? Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz fight. He was on the undercard, and that fight was in LA. He got a big ovation. He has a big following. I'm down for that. And again, he beats Pitbull. Now he's in the driving position where he's like, all right, now y'all got to come to New York if y'all want to fight me. Now y'all got to do what I say. Let's fight at the Barclays Center. Let's fight at Radio City Music Hall. I would say Madison Square Garden, but PBC doesn't do business with Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? I listen. I just want the best for these guys, and what's best for them is fighting on the East Coast. Hold on one second. All right, he's showing me the screenshot of what he's getting. All right, I think I know what's the problem. All right, at least he's communicating with me. So at least that lets me know at least he's trying. So he just showed me a screenshot of what's happening on his end. And hopefully I can help him out with that. But don't worry, he'll be on. He'll be on. There's no Dominicans in Cali. It needs to happen in New Jersey. I mean, that's the thing, but you got to remember, if he's fighting Pitbull, he can't tell Pitbull, oh, you got to fight, here. And by the way, he needs to fight New York, not New Jersey, man. Shout out to New Jersey. But, man, the traffic to get there is horrid, man. Pitbull was also the co-main of Spence versus Ugas, where he destroyed Gamboa. He got popular quick. Yeah. So, listen, I'm in no way, shape, or form lying to myself saying like, oh, Pitbull is not the A side. I know he's the A side when it comes to that, and he should say where the fight should happen. But okay, but the fight should happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing, how the fuck and what's his name? Pitbull Crew's next two fight after Tank, he fights two former featherweights. Like, come on, man. Fight a lightweight and fight Michelle Rivera. Fight Edwin De Los Santos, man. But he don't want that smoke. Those guys, they don't want that smoke. They see what's going on in the Dominican world, man. Bro, in your opinion, who do you think would win? Michelle Rivera versus Edwin De Los Santos. That's a mega fight to make, but probably not. Yo, bro, I don't want to see that shit, man. Yeah, come on, man. I'm not. Listen, if this was a unification match, or if one of them was a champion, then okay, cool. I don't want to see that fight, man. That's what they're doing. They trying to throw these Dominicans in together because they know they can't fuck with them. They're like, yo, you two guys fight. You two. Nah, man. Nah, y'all gonna have to get that smoke individually. Y'all gonna have to get that smoke, man. Nah, man. The people want to take us out one by one. Like, oh, yo, have them fight each other. Nah. You gonna fight me, then he gonna fight you. Then once he got two belts, I got two belts. All right, let's fight for undisputed. No matter who wins, DR got an undisputed champion, and it still might end of the draw. Oh man. Nah, but yo, Dominican boxing, man. Yo, this shit fell on my lap, man. It really fell. Yo, while I wait for this dude, man, I'm gonna just put the link in case anybody wants to call in, man, because it's a bit frustrating what's going on. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because obviously I like to be on time with my thing. Y'all know I like to provide content that's quality and always try to give you content nobody else is giving you. That's honestly, whenever I'm thinking about doing an interview or putting out a short clip or doing this or doing that, I always think about it. All my subscribers getting this somewhere else. And the answer to my question for the most part is no. So like, no, and I know y'all like how I do my interviews. I get real deep in depth and I ask all these questions. So, yeah. So that's the way I do it. And interviewing him is something that's something nobody's doing. All right. He said he's still trying. We'll see. We'll see. All right. G Funky, what's going on, brother? Is Gustavo Lemos promoted by the same people that promote Sergio Garcia? Because Sergio Garcia fought twice on PBC against Tony Harrison and Fundora. If I'm not mistaken, Sergio Garcia is from Spain and Gustavo Lemos is from Argentina. And if I'm not mistaken, Lemos is associated with the Argentinian promoter. But I don't see why PBC wouldn't do business with an Argentinian promoter. Unless they like, that's a fight that's too risky, for not enough reward. Again, like that's how a lot of people look at it. Because you got to remember, PBC is also invested in Michelle. If they're not going to have options on Lemos, they might be like, you know what, this guy can fight, and he can. By the way, this guy can fight. Let's not throw him in with Michelle. I don't know. It's a bit frustrating, but that's just the way the business works, unfortunately. It really is. Hold on 1 second. All right. We almost there. El correo. Oh, all right. Now I see what he's saying. I don't know what to do from here. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Guys, again, I'm sorry. Technical difficulties, but this is live TV for you. So please excuse me while I try to get him on. Again, sorry guys. Again, my bad, guys. You guys know, whatever. You guys are my loyal subscribers. So you guys know I'm usually more. Well, I don't want to say I'm not being professional. I am being professional. It's technical difficulties. All right, let's see. I'm trying something new. We'll see. But yo, by the way, that guy Gustavo Lemos, that guy's a problem, man. If PBC not trying to sign him, they better run over there to do that. Michelle Rivera versus Shakur Stevenson is a good fight. That fight will be good. What do you think, Broadway? I think it's a good fight. But again, PBC top rank. That fight's not gonna happen. But I would pick Michelle. I think, especially Shakur's first fight moving up to lightweight. Nah, taking on a top 10 lightweight, that won't go well for him. Hopefully PPC does right by Elvis since Top Rank did him dirty. That's another thing. You see what I'm saying? Well, I don't think that Dominicans are being prioritized on PPC. Elvis Rodriguez fights one time in March. And that's it. I think he's one and done. I don't think he's going to fight again this year. You get what I'm saying? This is, if he was making, $3 million a fight and whatever, he only fought one time. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. He's a pro. Well, I guess yeah, he's a prospect. He's not ranked in none of the sanctioning bodies. So he should not be fighting one time a year. So that I don't like. I don't like that. how they move in these Dominicans. By the way, hold on. I think I may have finally found the solution. Uh, so let's see if I can get that. Hey man, yo, YouTube ain't easy, bro. You don't know the type of pressure I got right now. I got all you guys watching me, expecting the interview and shit. So I appreciate you guys who've hung on. A lot of people have dropped off, but I appreciate you guys that have hung on and are waiting patiently. And I don't appreciate you guys not calling in while I'm stuck. Wait for this guy. Hold on 1 second. I think this may work. I think this may work. All right. We'll see. We'll see. Wish me luck. But yeah, I don't like how they've handled Elvis' career this year. Fighting one time a year, especially at 140, they got mad fighters. They had Richardson Hitchens, they don't have him no more, but they had him. They have Gary Antoine Russell, I believe Victor Postol's over there. Who else they got? They got Subriel Matias. They got they just got a bunch of guys at 140, and it's like, whoa, man, you can't get my man a fight. You can't get my man a fight. Oh, hold on. I think we may be getting it. Yeah, I think we may be getting him. We'll see. Yeah, man. I think Elvis knocks out Gary. Honestly, I may be the only one that doesn't see it. I don't see the high talent level in Gary Antoine Russell. I think he fights at one speed. He fights aggressive. And yeah, that he has 100% knockout ratio, but those last two fights were stopped way too early. And people want to say, oh, he was going to stop Rances Bartholomew anyway, so it doesn't matter that they stopped it early. I don't know that. I don't know that to be true. Rances was fighting a good fight. I thought that they did a horrible job in that stoppage. The Victor Postol fight was just it was atrocious when they stopped it. That really was one of the worst stoppages ever. So, oh right, yes, I got my man Luis Nuñez.
Yeah.
Luis, mi hermano, ¿cómo estás?
Estamos
Cogimos
bien, ¿y
brega,
tú, mi
pero
hermano?
estamos aquí.
Cuéntame.
¿Cómo fue? Cogimos
Estamos
brega
bien,
para la
gracias a
entrevista,
Dios.
pero ya está.
Tarde, pero seguro.
No, exacto. Ok, yo te voy a hacer la pregunta, las preguntas primero en inglés, después en español, y cuando tú me respondes lo voy a traducir para la gente que estén viendo. ¿Está bien?
Okay.
Okay. So first, I want to ask you, I understand you're from Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. How was your childhood growing up there? Did you grow up in a good area, bad area, rich area, poor? Like, and also, was it safe? How was that growing up where you were? Tengo entendido que usted es de Puerto Plata. ¿Cómo fue tu niñez allá en Puerto Plata? ¿Te criaste en una área rica, buena, pobre, mucho crimen o sano? ¿Cómo fue tu niñez?
Bueno, déjame aclararte esa pequeña, porque hay un error ahí. Lo que pasa es que yo nací en Puerto Plata realmente, pero yo me fui a vivir para Nagua a los 2 años. Realmente yo me crié en Nagua, no en Puerto Plata.
Okay. ¿Y cómo fue tu niñez ahí?
Pues la niñez mía fue un poquito, tú sabes, un poquito dura, porque ya que vengo de una familia muy humilde y tú sabes, de muy bajos recursos, así por decirlo. No tuve de que una niñez tan mala ni tan buena.
Okay. So first, he corrected me. He told me that he's actually not from Puerto Plata. That it's registered on his box rec that he's from there, but that's only because he was born there. He moved to Nagua, a specific city in the Dominican Republic, and he said he had he had a good childhood, but he did come from a poor background, so there were tough times. But yeah, he grew up in that area. So in the Dominican Republic, obviously, baseball is the number one sport. Why did you choose boxing and not baseball? O como usted sabe, el béisbol es el deporte número uno en el país. ¿Por qué elegiste
Sí,
a boxear y no jugar pelota?
bueno, yo creo que yo realmente hice las dos, pero me incliné más en el bolseo porque como que me gustó más que la pelota. Yo sentí a muy temprana edad que la pelota no era para mí, que en verdad la pasión mía estaba en el bolseo.
Uh,
Y mi compañero tenía unos cuantos compañeros más que les gustaba mucho el boxeo, entonces me incliné para esa parte. Me hizo como más sangre.
he said that he played both baseball and he boxed as well as a kid, but he just liked boxing better. He enjoyed it better. He said it called him more to box than it did call him to go play the field. And he said that he also had a bunch of friends that boxed themselves, so he said that that's why he chose to box as opposed to play baseball. Um, and how did your parents react when you told them like, "Hey, I want to do boxing"? Because you know it's a dangerous sport. ¿Cómo fue que tu familia reaccionó cuando usted le dijo que quería boxear? Porque claro, un deporte peligroso. ¿Cómo reaccionaron tus padres?
A lo primero fue un poquito incómodo porque yo me crié con mi abuela y mi abuelo y a ellos no les gustaba mucho el deporte. Yo cogí mucha pela. A mí me daban pela cuando yo iba al gimnasio, que volvía me daban una pela, pero yo al otro día como quiera me iba y así sucesivamente hasta que tuve mi primera medalla que la llevé. Ahí la gente del barrio empezaron a comentarle que yo era bueno en el deporte y eso. Y mi entrenador, eh, el primero que tenía, que se llamaba Roberto Clemente, que falleció ya, iba mucho a mi casa también, a hablar con ella, hasta que ella me fue dando soltura. Ya cuando vio que no había forma, pues me dejó tranquilo.
He said that he actually he had a lot of trouble convincing his grandparents who actually raised him that he wanted to box. He goes that he would get beatings all the time when his grandparents would find out he was in the boxing gym. And he said he would get beatings all the time, beating all the time, and it wasn't until he won a medal one time and brought it home that his grandparents kind of like saw that he was actually doing good. He said that people from the neighborhood would go tell his grandparents like, no, like listen, your grandson is really, really good at boxing. And he said that one of his former trainers, Roberto Clemente, not the baseball player, who recently passed away, went over to his grandparents and told him like, "Hey, listen, like your grandson has talent. Like, you know, let him box, let him do his thing." And that's how he convinced his grandparents to fight. How old were you when you started boxing? ¿Cuántos años usted tenía cuando empezó a boxear?
Dame un segundito porque me entró una llamada y ahora se frizó el audio.
Okay.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, he's having a little connection problem, so give him a sec, he said. Eh, me dice cuando esté listo.
Entró una llamada y se frizó el audio ahora.
Yeah, so he says that he got a phone call and now his the audio he can't hear me. So unfortunately, you know, again, we're dealing with live TV, fellas. So please give me some patience and hopefully
El
the
audio lo tengo, que no te escucho.
no, está bien, está bien.
¿Qué va?
Sal y después vuelve.
Salí y volver a entrar, exactamente. ¿Sabes?
Sí, sí.
Así.
Yeah, all right. All right, so he's gonna leave, then he's gonna come back. Again, he got a call. The audio wasn't working on his end. I think he's in the Dominican Republic. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know that that furniture, if you Dominican, that furniture look extra Dominican Republic-ish. You know what I'm saying? It ain't look like something in New York or in Pennsylvania or something like that. But all right, he's hot back on. All
Yeah,
right. Okay, me escucha ahora.
sí, ahora sí.
Oh, okay. Sí. A lo how old were you when you started boxing? A lo cuántos años empezaste a boxear?
Yo empecé a boxear a la edad de los 8 años.
Okay. He said he started boxing at 8 years old. And how did your first amateur fight go? Do you remember how it went? Did you win? Did you lose? ¿Cómo fue tu primera pelea de amateur? ¿Fue ganaste, perdiste? ¿Cómo fue? A ver, cuento cómo te fue.
La primera pelea mía, yo recuerdo que la gané. Porque que yo, de un principio, yo tuve mucha habilidad de que empecé a practicarlo. Yo tenía mucha habilidad y para mi tamaño también tenía la mente como bastante desarrollada, ya que me crié en un barrio. Tú sabes que los muchachos de barrio somos como medio inteligentes, ¿no? Por así decir. Y yo recuerdo que gané mi pelea, la primera que tuve.
He said he won his first amateur fight. He said that he was a bit more advanced than the other kids in the ring. He goes not only with his boxing ability, but as well as his smarts. He said he grew up in the hood, so he had a lot of street smarts, and that he used that to like get his first win in the amateurs. How many amateur fights did you have? ¿Cuántas peleas amateur usted tuvo? Y el récord.
Yo tuve peleas amateur como alrededor de algunas 300 peleas.
Wow.
Sí.
He said he had somewhere around 300 amateur fights, so a lot of fights. Did you fight anybody in the amateurs that we would know, like anybody who's a pro now that we would know? ¿Usted llegó a pelear con alguien en los amateur que nosotros hubiéramos conocido, como alguien que está profesional ahora que nosotros conocimos?
En amateur, yo peleé en un mundial en Rusia con un muchacho de Uberquitán que ahora mismo está en profesional y te invito, pero esos nombres, o sea, que esos nombres ucranianos son demasiado incómodos, no me sé bien el nombre de él, pero sí, con él peleé, porque mi carrera en amateur no fue así tan larga que digamos en lo que es eventos internacionales.
Okay. He said that he fought in Russia in an international tournament against a Ukrainian fighter. He says he's currently in the pros and he's currently undefeated, but he was like, listen, with these Ukrainian names, I'll be honest with you, I'm not able to pronounce these names. But he says that he didn't have much international experience. So most of his amateur fights were in the Dominican Republic. Uh, so you made your pro debut at 122, but I've seen in your record that you fought as low as 118, as high as 128, and you're ranked in 126 pounds. What division do you feel most comfortable in? Yo vi en tu récord que tu debut, tú lo hiciste en las 122 libras, pero yo he visto que tú has peleado de tan chiquito como 118 y tan alto como 128. Y también yo veo que usted está rankeado en el 126. ¿Cuál peso tú te sientes más cómodo peleando?
Realmente yo debuté en 122, pero subí a la 126 porque les dame para probar. Entonces me sentí cómodo ahí, pero no tendría problema en ninguno de los dos pesos, creo. No tengo problema en pelear.
So he says that he started at 122. He moved up to 126 to see how he feels in the weight. He says he likes how he feels in the weight, but he can honestly fight at both weight class. He doesn't have a problem making either of those weight class. So your last three fights have been against undefeated fighters. Do you feel you're ready for the top guys, or you still feel like you're developing? Tus últimas tres peleas fueron contra tres invictos. ¿Usted
Sí.
cree que usted está listo para la pelea grande con título o eliminatoria, o tú todavía crees que está subiendo en los rangos?
No, realmente yo creo que yo estoy listo para pelear contra quien sea, cualquiera que esté en mi categoría. Creo que me siento bien, me siento en condición. Realmente creo que estoy listo y dispuesto a pelear con quien sea que quiera pelear conmigo. No, no tengo ese temor, ¿no? ¿Sabes?
Uh, he says he feels like he's ready for any of the top guys. He goes that he doesn't need any development fights. He's ready. That he says that he doesn't have any fear for anybody in his division. Uh, do you live in New York City? Because I saw you training with Andre Rozier. ¿Usted vive en Nueva York? Porque yo vi que usted está entrenando con Andre Rozier.
Sí, sí, yo estoy viviendo allí aquí en RD.
Uh, he says yeah that he is living in New York. He is living in New York. I saw you sparring Bruce Shushu Carrington. You want to tell me about that sparring match? How it went? Yo vi que tú hiciste un sparring con Bruce Shushu
Con
Carrington.
sucio, sí.
Sí, me quiere decir del sparring cómo fue y todo eso.
No, un guanteo bastante bueno, fue bien. Me encantó el sparring, sí. Como he hecho guanteo también con mucha gente de bastante calidad y él es un bueno, él tiene calidad.
Uh, he says that those were good sparring sessions. He goes that Shushu is a good fighter. He is a quality fighter, but he's sparred other quality fighters as well. What other quality fighters have you sparred? ¿Cuáles son los otros peleadores que tú le has hecho sparring que usted dice que es de calidad?
He hecho sparring también con Colbert, Chris Colbert. He hecho sparring ¿cómo se llama este muchacho? África.
Okay.
Con mucho que son bastante buenos y están rankeados ahora mismo y están invictos. He hecho muy buenos sparring prácticamente donde van todos, que es en el gimnasio de Sosa, en Brooklyn.
He says that he sparred a bunch of guys. He sparred Chris Colbert, Richardson Hitchens, and that he sparred a lot of guys that go train at Cops and Kids here in Brooklyn.
Con
But
Comey también hice
uh,
sparring. Ahora cuando iba a pelear con Pedraza, tengo mucho sparring bueno.
he said he's also sparred with Richard Comey when he was getting ready for Jose Pedraza in his last fight. He says that he has a lot of fighters that he sparred that are top quality. How do you feel your career has been going? Because I feel like your career started off, you were fighting all your fights in the Dominican Republic. Then once you got to America, it's like undefeated, undefeated, undefeated. How do you feel your career has been going? Are you happy with the trajectory of your career? ¿Cómo tú sientes como que va tu carrera? Yo vi que tú empezaste con todo tu pelea en la República Dominicana. Después cuando tú llegaste a Estados Unidos era invicto, invicto, invicto. Y como que te ha ido muy rápido. Cuéntame, ¿cómo te gusta cómo está yendo cómo estás manejando tu carrera?
No, fíjate, yo creo que mi carrera va bien porque mi carrera aquí fue bien buena, bastante, como te digo, bastante insistente. Y al llegar a Estados Unidos me echan un invito, después otro invito, después otro invito. Yo creo que si mi compañía está haciendo eso conmigo es porque confía en mí y sabe de mi talento y tiene confianza en que yo puedo salir por la puerta grande con cada uno de esos oponentes que me echaron y como te digo, estoy listo para pelear con cualquiera, yo creo que cualquier barrera la puedo derribar ahora mismo, yo me siento en uno de mis mejores momentos en mi carrera, realmente.
Okay. So he says that he thinks his career has been going well. He goes, they started off in his career in the Dominican Republic where he was fighting developmental fights. He goes, and that as soon as he got to America, they started throwing him in with undefeated fighters. And he goes, if the company that promotes me is doing that, it's because they trust me. And he goes, and like I mentioned earlier before, I'm ready for the top guys. I'm ready to fight anybody. I'm not one of these fighters that are scared of anybody. I'm willing to fight anybody, and if they want to keep throwing me undefeated fighters, I'll keep fighting them. So when can we expect you back in the ring? Because I'll be honest with you, man. After I saw your fight against Carlos Arrieta, I was really excited to see what's in your future, and I'm excited as to see what's next for you. So when can we see you in the ring again? ¿Cuándo te podemos ver en el ring próximamente? Porque te voy a decir la verdad, yo cuando vi tu pelea contra Carlos Arrieta, yo estaba muy emocionado y yo dije, no, yo lo quiero ver mucho. Entonces, ¿cuándo va a ser la próxima vez que tú vas a estar en el ring?
Pues realmente creo que en diciembre, si Dios quiera lo permite, en diciembre creo que estaremos de vuelta.
He said, God willing, I'll be fighting in December. And he goes, that nothing set, but God willing, everything goes well, and he'll be fighting in December. And, yeah, I just want you to tell your promoter Samson, man, I want you to fight in New York because this is where all the Dominicans at. This is where you say you live, so obviously it'll be a hometown fight, per se for you. I need you to stress to him that New York City is where he needs to put his Dominican fighters. Yo necesito que usted le diga a Samson que es Nueva York que tú tienes que pelear porque es aquí que están todos los dominicanos y ya tú eres como ya un neoyorquino que ya que está viviendo aquí, tú le tienes que decir a Samson, oye, en Nueva York que quiero pelear.
Que le llegue, que él le va a llegar por aquí.
he goes, don't worry, Samson's gonna see this interview and he's gonna know from there. All right. Anything you want to leave us off with? Any as far as shouting out your social media? I'll screen share your Instagram so people go follow you. Quería anunciar algo y voy a poner en la pantalla el Instagram tuyo para que la gente que estén viendo que te sigan por Instagram. Quería promocionar algo.
Realmente ahora mismo no, y lo único que quiero darle gracias a Dios y a mi manager también, Tineo Boxing, que se ha esforzado mucho para que mi carrera fluya y esté donde esté también. Mi entrenador de aquí, que Vicente de la Cruz, Finfuan, también, que me ayudó mucho, tú sabes, y me da muchos consejos y me ha guiado por un buen camino. Y yo tengo la gracia de Dios que siempre caigo en buena mano y de buenas personas siempre que me viven aconsejando y me guían por un camino. Creo que gracias a ellos mi carrera está donde está ahora mismo y gracias a Dios por todo y nada. Esperaba volver pronto a meter mano porque tenemos hambre de ser campeón.
He says he wants to give a shout out to his manager, Tony Tineo, who I've interviewed, by the way. Also wants to give a shout out to his Dominican trainer, Fing Fuang, who's given him a lot of good advice and prepared him to get ready for a lot of fights throughout his career, as well as that he says that he's hungry right now for a title. He wants to fight soon and be in position to fight for a title as soon as possible. How soon do you think you'll be able to get a title shot? ¿Qué tanto tú esperas? ¿En cuánto tiempo tú crees que tú vas a tener pelea por un título mundial?
Yo creo que no mucho. Yo creo que yo no tardo mucho porque yo creo que el próximo año, si Dios quiere, tenemos que estar cerca de él. Yo creo que lo podemos tener en la mano fácilmente.
He says
si
that
se da la oportunidad, creo que lo puedo tener en mi mano.
He says that he doesn't think that um, he's gonna be waiting too long to fight for a world title. He goes that within a year he thinks he'll be fighting for a title. He says that he feels like it's already in his hands. He's already waiting for it, and that he's just waiting for somebody to give him the opportunity. Um, and what does so how do you like how your managers work in your career as far as has he given you everything you needed, everything as far as getting you prepared and managing your career and giving you exposure? ¿Cómo te gusta el trabajo que está haciendo Tony Tineo, manejándote, poniéndote en posición con entrenadores? ¿Cómo te gusta todo lo que te ha hecho por tu carrera?
Fíjate que me ha gustado bastante. Yo nunca he tenido ningún tipo de inconveniente con él, gracias a Dios, porque la relación que él y yo tenemos no es como manager, ya yo lo veo como un padre, él me ve como un hijo, y yo creo que él ha tratado siempre de tirarme por un buen camino, y yo lo veo bien porque él me ha llevado por un buen camino, ¿me entiendes? No hay ningún tipo de maldad ni ambición sobre mí, ¿me entiendes? Porque, como te dije, lo que me ve como un hijo y es lo que quiere que yo sea campeón del mundo. Esos son sus deseos y lo mío también, claro está. Y yo creo que eso es lo que él quiere. Y mi entrenador también, allá en Brooklyn, André, él dice que yo voy a ser su campeón número 7. Y nada, como te dije, gracias a Dios yo estoy en buena mano. Yo no me quejo de mi equipo.
He says that he has a great relationship with his manager Tony Tineo. He says that Tony not only looks at him as son, he goes that he also looks at him like a father, and that they have a very special relationship. He says that he also has a really good trainer in Andre here in Brooklyn, and he says that Andre Rozier says that Luis Nuñez will be his 7th world champion that he's trained. So he says that he has no complaints whatsoever with his team. He's very happy with how his career is being moved. Bueno, ok, Luis, muchas gracias. Última pregunta. ¿Usted prefiere Luis Reynaldo Núñez o solo Luis Núñez?
Yo me puse a Luis Núñez porque es como más corto.
No, pero ¿cómo usted prefiere?
Luis Núñez, sí,
Luis
porque
Núñez.
ya sí es que estoy, así fue que me promocioné y ya en todo lo que se trata de mí es Luis Núñez, entonces ya como que
Está bien, está bien.
cambiarlo.
No, porque a mí me dicen la voz del boxeo dominicano, entonces yo quiero, como tú sabes, cuando estoy hablando de usted es como usted quiere que yo hable de él. Por eso
No,
quiero.
Luis Núñez me puede decir, no hay problema ahí. O como te sientas cómodo, también si te sientes cómodo, así me puede decir así.
No, está todo. No, pero mira, usted es uno de los prospectos favoritos míos. Y yo no lo digo porque usted está aquí. Si usted no estuviera aquí, lo hubiera dicho también. Uno de los
No,
prospectos
gracias.
dominicanos, yo te tengo muy alto y creo que tú vas a tener un futuro muy brillante.
Muchas gracias, que así sea.
No, y un día lo juntamos en el gimnasio allá en Brooklyn, que yo estoy aquí en Nueva York también.
Ah, pues nos juntamos, nada más tenemos que ponernos de acuerdo.
Está todo. Pues está bien, muchas gracias, Luis. Ya tú sabes, tú estás en casa, cualquier cosa, tú tienes una pelea que viene y hay que promocionarla, tú puedes venir a mi canal, o si tú quieres, tú tienes una noticia, una queja de algo que está pasando, tú puedes venir aquí, hablamos y tú sabes que yo tengo aquí y tú sabes, yo soy el periodista de los dominicanos, yo voy aquí y se lo doy la información a todo el mundo.
No, pues muchas gracias, por darme la oportunidad y dedicarme tu tiempo. Estamos aquí también a la orden con cualquier cosa que necesito, lo que sea, nada más tiene que escribirme, dejarme saber. Nos ponemos de acuerdo y si está a mi alcance, claro está, se te va a cumplir.
Ok, pues muchas gracias, Luis.
Pues, gracias, que pase bueno.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, guys. That was Luis Nuñez, not Luis Reynaldo Nuñez. He prefers to be known as Luis Nuñez, but yeah, that was an interview. He seems like a very shy guy. He did say he was training earlier, so it could be he was tired. He came across really humble, really docile, chill, and but you know, in the ring, it's funny. Like he does have kind of like a kind of like fun style, and it's like he's, you know, his interview, he's kind of shy and quiet and timid and relaxed. I like overall how the interview went. It seemed I've seen a common theme with all these Dominican fighters. They all say they have had over 300 amateur fights, almost every single one of them, and that may be why we see in these Dominicans and they all looking like really good, because before maybe these guys had 150, 20 amateur fights. The only Dominican that I interviewed that I've asked how many amateur fights he's had, and he's told me only a little bit, was Michelle Rivera, and he's one of the best out of Dominicans, if we're being honest. Uh, a lot of people really high on his talent, so that was interesting. You know, I wish I wish I would have prepared a little bit more. Well, not really. I mean, you know what it is? It's tough to get information with him because, like, he doesn't have. I'm probably his first ever interview that's given him that been given to him. So when I was trying to do research as to interviews that been conducted, he didn't have a lot, and so it was very hard to do research on. But we have a relationship, you know. He lives in Brooklyn, so I live in New York. So I'm gonna pull up on him at the gym and every now and then and see if I can get some video of him training and all that. But all right, guys, that's 2 interviews in one day. Not many people giving you this kind of content, man. Go hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah, for sure. If anybody wants to call in as I'm doing my outro, yeah, could click that link. But I'm about to end this soon, and if anything, we'll see. They have long amateur careers, unlike fighters from the States. Yeah, the only thing is that fighters from the States, I feel like it's more organized, and if you make like an international team in the United States, you're getting way different kind of experience. Out there, they just throwing you like, yo, you fighting him right now in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of situation. Robesi Ramirez is 126 pounds. Can he fight him? Robesi Ramirez is with Top Rank. What's his name? Luis Nuñez, not Reynaldo Nuñez. He's with PBC and Samson. They don't do business together, unfortunately. But he did say he's willing to fight anybody in his weight class. So to answer your question, he can fight him. Will they fight? Probably not, due to the fact of the promotional issues, as well as there's really no incentive for him to fight him. But which, by the way, yo, he doesn't have that many Instagram followers. So if you guys could go to his Instagram and you know, give him a follow. Again, that's something free. Go give him a follow. You know, he was kind enough to give me an interview that I think we both would appreciate it, both me and him, if you guys went over to his Instagram at Luis Naguita 99. That's LuisNaguita 99. Go give him a follow. I mean, he doesn't have much followers, and again, he was nice enough to give me the interview. He's Dominican, and I'm telling you, this guy can fight. He's very, very talented. So yeah, 100 amateur fights in Villa Agricola. Yeah. Nah, but I liked him. I liked his personality, humble, chill, and again, dedicated. Everything what I've heard from him is that he's a dedicated fighter, and that's my main concern with Dominicans. And so far, from what I've heard from a lot of people, is that that, you know, that's not a problem with this kid. But all right, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. I appreciate you guys hanging on through with me through all the problems of him not coming on, him not finding how to use the link and doing this and doing that, and then us finally figuring it out. So thank you so much for everything, and until next time, peace.